Hello everyone, welcome back to another problem tutorial from our chapter 4 problems tutorial series for financial management BUS 223. In this video we're going to be looking at problem number 17. So let's read it together. It says a firm has a debt to equity ratio of 0.5 and a market to book ratio of 2. What is the ratio of the book value of debt to the market value of equity? Okay. Now this one is interesting. What the question wants us to find out is the ratio of book value of debt to the market value of equity. Okay, and this is unknown to us, but the question has given us some clues. They're telling us that the debt to equity ratio is 0.5. So let's write that down. Book value of debt to the book value of equity equals 0.5. Okay. They also told us that the market to book ratio is 2. So let's also write that down. Market value of equity to the book value of equity equals 2. All right. Now notice something. Both of these ratios have the same denominator, right? So the book value of equity here in the denominator and book value of equity in the denominator for the second ratio that we already have the answers to or have their values. So what we can do is that we can divide these by each other, and that will allow us to eliminate this term from both fractions. Okay? So if we put these two on top of each other in a division, let me show you. Just want you to make sure that you understand how this was done mathematically. Okay, I'll also copy this. Right? So if I were to take this first ratio and put it here and then divide it by the second ratio, I will get something like this, right? Book value of debt divided by book value of equity, and all divided by another fraction, market value of equity divided by book value of equity. To solve this mathematically, what you're going to do is that you're going to take the first fraction and multiply it by the inverse of the second fraction, right? So you'll how are we gonna do it? Let me again copy one more. Okay, it will become like this. Multiplied by the inverse. So now book value of equity is going to be in the numerator, and the market value of equity is going to be in the denominator. It's going to be in the bottom, right? And since we are multiplying two fractions and we have the same exact term in the denominator for one and in the numerator for the other one, we can simply eliminate those two, right? So this is going to go away and this is going to go away, right? Because we're going to combine both fractions, and it's going to be book value of debt multiplied by book value of equity, and at the top, and on the bottom it's going to be book value of equity multiplied by market value of equity. So we can eliminate those two, and what we will be left with is book value of debt divided by market value of equity. Okay, which is what we want to calculate. This is what the question wants us to find out, right? Book value of debt divided by market value of equity. Okay, so from this mathematical manipulation, we can see that this is going to equal the fractions or the ratios that were given to us divided by each other. We can take this divided by this and we should get our answer right here. Okay, I hope that this is clear. That's going to be 0.5 divided by 2, and using our calculator, or we don't even need a calculator, it's half divided by 2, that's going to give us a quarter, 0.25. Alright. Now you don't really, if you get a similar question in the exam, you don't really have to prove your work like I have done here. I just wanted to show you these tips to make sure that you understand how did we come to this conclusion. Again, I'll repeat. We want to calculate book value of debt divided by market value of equity. And we don't have any data. We don't know the book value of debt. We don't know the market value of equity. And we cannot even find the values of these two components from our ratios, right? From the ratios that were given to us in the question. But because in the question we have two ratios given to us, we know their values, and we know that to calculate these ratios we have the same term in the bottom for both of them. Book value of equity, book value of equity. Okay? So knowing this, we know that if we take one of them and divide it by the other, these terms are going to go away. We can cancel these terms will cancel each other. And they will leave us with book value of debt divided by market value of equity. Which means that we can take these two and divide them by each other, and we should get the answer for our ratio. So this is what we've done. So again, you don't have to do all of this work to prove, okay? But as long as you understand where or how did we get to the conclusion that since these two ratios are given, we can divide them by each other, and they should give us, or they should answer the question that we want to answer, which is what is the book value of debt to market value of equity ratio? And the answer is 0.25. Alright, I hope that you found this video useful. This is how you can answer question number 17. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments. And until I see you in another tutorial series, I wish you the best of luck. Take care.